and welcome to this interview series ahead of Cloud and Cybersecurity Expo on the 6th and 7th of March at Excel London. I'm Rebecca Ruffindale, tech reporter at Techorati, and today my guest is Richard Thurston, Research Manager of European Security Services at IDC. Richard will appear at Cloud and Cybersecurity Expo in March, but today Richard will be sharing his security outlook for 2024. So welcome to the series, Richard, and thank you for agreeing to be part of this. Let's go straight on to the first question. So, looking towards 2024, what emerging cybersecurity threats do you believe businesses and individuals should be wary of?
Yeah, it's a great question. And as you know, things are very, very busy in cybersecurity. The threat landscape continues to complexify, and there's a lot on enterprises' minds. So we've just carried out some research into top threats among enterprises in Western Europe, and there are really three things that are at the top of the agenda and among a big pile of priorities for CISOs. So the top one is threat actors using AI to build cyber attacks. So AI is helping with organizations' defenses, but it's really helping cyber criminals, unfortunately, as well. So it's really reducing the barrier to entry for cybercrime and accelerating the development of those threats. So that's top of mind for security professionals across Europe. The second one is an inability to really identify the integrity of information. And identity as well. So deepfakes will be absolutely top of mind. We think there are technological solutions coming down the road in a couple of years, but in the meantime, that's really in the top two of organizations' agenda, just being able to work on those integrity issues and help their employees differentiate genuine from fake information. It's quite interesting. I was just looking at some work from the World Economic Forum. They're looking at misinformation and disinformation. This is really critical. And an information that's a problem that's really appeared over the last year. The third one I'd really say is ransomware. It's still there, it's still prevalent. And the financial gains for cyber criminals are really meaning that there are more and more ransomware kits out there, more and more threat actors trying to exploit it. You know, some not very sophisticated, some very sophisticated, but that's keeping it high up the agenda for CISOs.
In terms of technological advancements, which ones do you see playing a pivotal role in shaping cybersecurity strategies in 2024?
Yeah, and there's a lot happening on the technological front, but I think far and away the most important is artificial intelligence. Now, that's not new. AI has been used obviously in security strategies for many years, but the developments around generative AI have really brought that to the fore, really extended the capabilities of organizations to defend themselves, but also made things a lot worse in terms of the capabilities available to cyber criminals. So we see a lot of those tools which were developed for good falling into the wrong hands and being used on the dark web. There's some fairly murky stuff going on there in terms of the development of those threats. So AI has really caused the sea to rise, both in terms of the defenses which organizations have, but also the threat posed by cyber criminals. So that's really reshaped the landscape. I'm looking a lot at the moment in terms of AI for detection and response for organizations. There's a lot of capabilities coming on stream in terms of how organizations can use managed detection and response capabilities to defend themselves. But I think that's absolutely number one, the big ticket item for technology in 2024.
And are there any particular sectors or industries you predict will face heightened cybersecurity challenges in 2024, and what makes them more vulnerable?
That's a really interesting question. So traditionally, the financial services sector has been the most targeted, but actually what we're seeing at the moment is transport and logistics, according to our research, being the most vulnerable. And that's not just a function of the threats that are out there targeting that sector, but their cybersecurity posture as well. And I think the transport and logistics sector has been a long way behind in terms of moving forward its cybersecurity posture at the required pace. I think financial services companies have been a lot more advanced. And I think there's a huge weakness there. So transport and logistics companies are saying they are the most worried about being overwhelmed by cyber attacks within the next 2 years. And that's particularly concerning because they form part of critical national infrastructure. So they are becoming increasingly large target for threat actors, perhaps politically motivated threat actors that want to cause disruption. And they also have some operational technology as well. And operational technology security is in its very pretty much infancy still, and there's a lot of way to come, a lot of way to go on that, both for transport organisations, and also for the manufacturing sector, which is still not as advanced as it should be with regards to addressing operational technology threats.
What proactive measures should organisations be prioritising now to safeguard against the cybersecurity challenges you foresee this year?
There's a number of things they should be doing. So we really advise on further alignment between cyber risk and business risk in organisations. So traditionally, the office of the CISO has sat independently to the business and perhaps done some technology stuff, and that's just not enough anymore. So we are seeing chief information security officers coming to the board table a lot more now. But that conversation and the dovetailing of cyber risk and business risk and the understanding of C-level executives of what cyber risk is and how it affects their organization, that needs some more conversations. Number two would be embracing AI tools and solutions. So AI has come on leaps and bounds since launch of GPT and other generative AI solutions. So I would say absolutely embrace those AI tools and solutions that are available to you as an organization. And thirdly, an area I look at a lot, which is managed detection and response. So there's a lot going on in that space. There are some very capable companies out there with some really good skill sets and certifications that can help enterprises. It's a very congested and muddled market, and something that I don't think organizations are that clear on, but there are a lot of skills out there to help organizations, and particularly with the skill shortages that they have in-house at the moment.
Reflecting on past cybersecurity incidents, what are some key lessons that you believe remain relevant for the challenges ahead in 2024?
Yeah, so I think what's happened is when COVID hit, it caused a lot of transformation in itself. So organizations re-architecting their IT estate because of the need to support remote working, and security transformation had to be part of that. But people thought at the time that would be the end of it, and security transformation would die down, but actually it did nothing of the sort. And that was just the catalyst for everything else which came after it. So it could be zero trust. It could be mobile working or remote working, or other corporate transformation initiatives, could be supporting M&A. But that security transformation piece is ongoing, and that's absolutely going to be part of the agenda of leading CISOs in 2024.
And ahead of your speaker session next month, do you have anything else you'd like to share at all?
I think it's just genuinely that there is so much going on in cybersecurity at the moment. There's a skill shortage going on, which we need to fix. The threat landscape is accelerated over the last year, and organizations are moving very quickly to try and respond. But there really has to be a focus at the highest level in organizations of addressing cyber risk. Otherwise, organizations will fall behind and lose their resources to downtime, and we can't afford to do that.
Well, thank you so much for having the time out to speak to me today. I'm sure everyone will be looking forward to your speaker session next month when you're at Cloud and Cybersecurity Expo. So thank you so much, Richard.
Thank you.